it's really about having a little bit from your book.
Okay, so before I don't want to sort of suddenly start reading at you if you don't want to hear it, but I was thinking of sharing a story from the book called The Big Leap. So who would like to hear that story? If you give a wave to the screen just to give me a sense that you are interested in hearing it. Okay, so I've got some waves at the screen. So basically, I'm going to share you a picture. So this is the picture Chris was trying not to tell you all about, because this is the first picture that she did for the book, and it's called The Big Leap. So I don't know if you can see that at all. So you've got some dodgy looking chaps and one of those very high diving boards, and there's a little girl who's looking a little bit scared. She's sweating it a bit there. She's like, I don't want to do this. So I'm going to read to you the story, which will hopefully will explain to you what it's all about. Starting a business is the same. There are going to be some painful parts, but once you've got through them, you'll feel so much better. As a little girl, my parents would take the family on a holiday, and every other year we went abroad. My favourite and most memorable holiday was to beautiful Italy. I remember it so vividly. The big, huge slices of juicy watermelon served after our supper on a rainy day when I wanted to go into the hotel pool. The go-karting, the boat trip out in the evening to a little restaurant to eat grilled fish, and the way the lights danced on the water in the darkness. There were so many wonderful memories and experiences. But one memory stands out. We went out for the day and were at this pool, which had 3 diving boards. There were lots of people there, adults lolling by the pool and kids splashing about in the warm water, while the older kids were diving into the pool. The little baby diving board was easy to jump off and felt safe. The next one was a bit higher and gave a little rush of excitement when jumping off it, but still it felt safe. There was me, a little girl around 8 years old, in her swimsuit with some other kids, jumping off the second board, climbing out of the pool to go back up, to jump off it again, while laughing and giggling and having fun. In the excitement, I started climbing up to the third and highest, which was on a platform. At first, it felt okay, but going higher, the sounds of the people chattering got less noisy, and there was a moment of hesitation to go back. But during this pause for thought, some young lads started to climb up. They were lean Italians with tans, dark hair, and there was a look in their dark eyes. Being a little girl, it was way scarier to try and go back down past them, as they were several years older. I carried on, but I was starting to feel scared, as it was so high up. The lads at the top were impatiently waiting their turn, and one by one they jumped off the platform into the blue water of the pool below. I was beginning to feel really nervous and scared because it was so high up. But looking at the growing line of young lads all glaring at me with those dark eyes, it was impossible to turn back. A little boy of similar age to me clambered past to go back down, too ashamed to look at anyone in the eye. Suddenly, the platform was clear and I was next. With quivering legs, I slowly moved towards the edge of the platform. It was giddingly high. If you've ever seen cartoons as a child, you may have seen ones where a pool and a very high diving board were involved. The huge pool turns into the tiniest, most shallow paddling pool, while the diving board at the top morphs into the tiniest, most flimsy looking board. The other characters are tanned, muscular and lean, with angular shins and super white teeth, and do the most perfect dives and somersaults as they go down. Sometimes it's so high there are bored-looking birds flying past and the odd fluffy cloud floating by. Those cartoons convey a truth, because from the top of a high diving board, the pool does look like it's miles away. I tentatively move towards the edge. A final look at the lads behind me, and the looks on their faces seem to say, "Don't you dare come back down." With no familiar face to reassure or encourage or offer support, you realise you're on your own and you've got to do something. There was nowhere else to go, so I jumped, and a load of new thoughts came to mind. No one wants to do a belly flop from this height. I kept my arms crossed and across my chest, legs straight and toes pointed, and eyes and mouth firmly shut. Going down, I could feel the air across my skin, but suddenly there was a loud splash. In the water, you don't stop. Your momentum means you keep going downwards, and a new terror comes to mind. You'll drown if you don't swim to the surface. All around, the sounds of the people chatting and laughing by the pool were muffled by the water. Instinct steps in. I came to my senses and frantically started to paddle my arms and move my legs in a bid to make it back to the surface. After what felt like ages, my head broke through the water and I took a gulp of air and felt incredible relief. Then there was the scramble to move to the edge of the pool because I thought the next diver would land on top of my head else. The point is, after all the drama, there was no great applause or congratulations. No big cheer went up. My parents hadn't even noticed a monumental jump had been made by their daughter. Business is like this too. There isn't going to be someone cheering you on at every step of the way or congratulating you on all you do. Little wins and achievements will be amazing to you, but to someone else, they won't mean anything. There'll be challenges you'll face and you'll take actions that scare you or take you out of your comfort zone. You'll have to work out the solutions yourself. Some will be easy, some will be hard. Thank you. I hope I didn't fluff that too much. So that's the story.